Hello everyone, this is Kei Natsuki here, and welcome to What If? Well, what if Naruto was changed? Now, this is only a prototype name, but you'll probably be able to guess what the real name of the What If is through later parts of the story. As Naruto, let me explain. In this, he is severely beaten, a lot worse than in canon, because the Nine Tails. Well, as Minato was sealing the Nine Tails sort of, well, was too angry to be sealed, as it was fighting against the Reaper's sealing, and was basically fighting against the. Basically, he was fighting against and the Reaper himself, as he was causing more havoc and more destruction. And then eventually the Reaper would seal him within Naruto. Now, because of this, because he did 50% more destruction than he did in canon, he did 3 times more destruction than he did in canon, everyone hated him. Not Naruka, no one liked him. Not Aruka, not Sasuke, not pretty much no one in the Leaf liked Naruto. As Naruto would be shamed, as we do a skip to his 4th birthday. As all of his grades are failing, he's viewed as a terrible kid. Now, Naruto doesn't do pranks, and he doesn't pull silly stunts, he doesn't laugh. He basically, he has a emotional mask on, kind of like a genjutsu, but an emotional genjutsu, to the point where he's hiding his true emotions. Now, of course, this makes him sound and seem cheerful and kind of stupid, when in reality, Naruto is an emotionless. Naruto is just a emotionless genius. And when I mean genius, I mean he's about 1,000 times smarter than Einstein. But, well, anyways, Naruto is walking through the village. Like usual. Sorry, had to get a drink. As then, well, Naruto is sitting by the loudmouth banshee herself, Sakura Haruno, who says, "There he is, the demon! It's the demon!" As the entire village begins pummeling on Naruto. Everyone, Jonin, Genin, babies, teachers, even Lord Third, begins pummeling on Naruto. However, Lord Third doesn't really care about Minato's wishes, as Minato wanted his son to be well protected, cared for, loved, treated nicely. But instead, he was beaten, hurt, tortured, and sometimes even raped. As Naruto would hate the Leaf Village, as I said earlier, as I said earlier, Naruto had no emotions, but, well, and he uses a sort of emotional genjutsu. However, through all of this torture and hatred being forced onto him, Naruto would gain one actual emotion: hatred, anger, rage. As one, as, well, Naruto is on a Genin team because, well, and gets put on a Genin team. Now the first mission they do is the hardest one they had there, which was A rank. Now this A rank, it's the Tosna mission, pretty much. As now you might be wondering, wait, I thought you said they hated him, so why'd they let him in a Genin team? Because he has no training, and they want him to die. Because they want Naruto to die. But, of course, the third Hokage, being the Hokage, has to, well, keep Naruto alive, or at least within the borders of their village. Because the other four Hokage, they respected Minato. Yes, and this one, Minato was kind of a good guy. Now, well, of course, even in canon, he's a good guy, but, I mean, he did not only do things for the Leaf, but he helped out entire villages survive wars, and he stopped wars and helped out villages no matter what for free. As pretty much everyone would respect Minato for this and would want Naruto to be protected. And they knew that if Naruto was killed by any random person in the Leaf, or by any random person, their entire village would be basically put into World War III. And would basically be put into the Fourth Shinobi War. As Naruto is out, and he's just... Oh, I scratch what I said earlier. He doesn't hate everything. No. His hatred, which he has developed, is only for the Leaf. As Naruto pretty much would go out, would pretty much be with his Genin team, as Kakashi would not teach him anything, as they were trying to get him killed. That was the whole plan. Get him on a Genin team, put him on the most dangerous mission, get the demon killed. Hooray! As they would do this, and, well, Naruto would survive the two demon brothers. Barely. As he'd then see Zabuza. As Zabuza the Mist would see Naruto as, well, when Zabuza was a man of the bloody mist, he knew a lot about Naruto. As he then said, Isn't that the fourth Hokage's boy? As, yes, everyone knows that Naruto is the fourth Hokage's son. However, the Leaf just doesn't care. They want him dead, no matter what. As Zabuza knows, if he kills or even harms Naruto, his entire village and him will be put to death. As for Haku, she has no clue who Naruto is, as she goes in for the as she goes in to attack Naruto. As well, Zabuza says, "Haku, stop! Get the others. Do not lay a finger on that boy." Zabuza would say, as Kakashi would then say, "Damn it, damn it." It appears these guys are from the Mist, meaning they know who Naruto is. As well, the whole war with the Mist and the whole war with the Mist would and itself would pretty much be a bit early. And when I mean a bit, pretty much when Minato was just made Hokage. As Minato would be out and he would kill. And he would basically. Minato would find out that Yagura was being controlled and help Yagura, as the Bloody Mist Village was then just called the Mist. As pretty much the Mist respects Minato for that, and they, of course, respect his son. As Zabuza then says, as get the others, do not harm that boy, as he is the fourth Hokage's son, and anyone who even thinks of harming him, well, they'll be put to death and their whole village will be basically targeted will basically be the target of a fourth shinobi war. As Haku would then say, "Holy, don't want to start any wars." As she would throw senbons at Sasuke and Sakura, as well. She'd also be using her ice mirrors on. Yes, she is a she in this because I freaking hate anime traps. I mean, seriously. Everyone was expecting Haku to say, "Would you like to go out with me?" That's what we all wanted in the freaking Naruto. But then Haku said the three worst words to ever exist. "I'm a boy." And the three worst words for Haku to ever say. "I'm a boy." And then we all just got freaking anime trapped. So yes, all of you in the comments best be thanking me and praying to the Lord, and best be praying to me for making Haku a girl, okay? As Haku would use her ice mirror tactics and her senbons on Sasuke and Sakura, as Zabuza would be attacking Kakashi, as Sasuke would then say, "I've had it!" And as Sasuke, seeing how Naruto was easily spared, just because of who his father was, would then say, "I've had it!" As he would then say, "Chidori!" and stab it right through Naruto's heart. Right through Naruto's stomach. As then everyone would just stop fighting and look at Sasuke. As then, well, Kakashi and Sakura would say, "You killed the demon." As Kakashi would then say, "Sasuke Uchiha, what in the name of hell have you done?" As then Zabuza would say, I go. As he then say, "Okay, we'll be back for that old man." we'll be back for the old man. As he would then say, Haku, help me pick up Naruto. Help me pick up the boy. As they would pick up Naruto and pretty much head for the Mist Village. Well, no, they would not say we'll be back for the old man, as they would say, that's it, mission's over. That's it. Uh, I don't care how much we're getting paid, this is over. As the two would then leave to the Mist Village, as they would then say, open up. As pretty much the guards would say, Zabuza, why are you here? Zabuza, why are you here? As Zabuza would then say, I do not ask for your help for me or Haku. I ask for your help for this boy. As a leaf shinobi hit him, and as a leaf ninja, a genin used some sort of lightning blade on him. As then they would say, bring him to the, I believe it's Mizukage? Yeah, bring him to the Mizukage. As they would bring him to Yagura, as Yagura would see Naruto dead. As he would then say, and as he would see Naruto losing blood with a hole in his stomach, he would then say, who did this? Was it one of you? As he would look at Abu and Haku, as they then say, no, it was an Uchiha, a leaf ninja named Sasuke Uchiha. He covered his arm in lightning and electricity and lightning, and then he shoved it straight through the boy's stomach. As then, he would then say, call a 4-Kage summit. They would then say, 4-Kage? As he would then say, leave the leaf out of this. As they would then say, okay. No, actually, call a 5-Kage summit. I want the leaf to be there, Yagura would say, as he'd then say, get our best healers on the job. Try to keep the boy alive and hope that the Nine Tails chakra keeps him alive. As yes, everyone knows he's the Jinchuriki. And hope that his Jinchuriki chakra keeps him alive, he would say. As, well, we go into Naruto's mindscape. As through the past, right now, he's 8, as in from the age of 4 all the way to 8, Naruto had chakra explosions. What do I mean by this? Nine Tails chakra. As he would pretty much, it would be like in Kanon, except a lot faster and at multiple times. And basically, about 3 times a month. Now, it wasn't because Kurama's rage was taking over Naruto. It was because of Naruto's rage overwhelming Kurama. As Naruto would be in his mindscape, as Kurama would then say, so, you're finally here, even when it's on your deathbed. As Naruto would then say, "Who are you?" As then Kurama would say, "Cut the crap, cut the crap, kid. Now, take off that emotional genjutsu you're wearing." As he would say in his deep, dark, terrifying voice. As Naruto would then say, how did you know? As Kurama would then say, "I'm in your mind, boy. Anything that happens out there, I see. I know that you hide your true emotions. And I know that you hate this village. You hate, and that you hate the leaf. You hate humanity for what they have done to you." As pretty much he would then say, "Yeah, so, was it to you?" As Kurama would then say, "Look, kid, you're dying. Look, you're dying. You're that Sasuke kid and that Uchiha brat. He's just stabbed you with a lightning blade in the stomach. You're dying, slowly but surely. However, I see great potential in you, boy. Not just that. I like you. You interest me. Something which few have ever done. In fact, only my father and only the old man has done that, has been able to do that. So, boy, tell me." "So, boy, here's the deal. I'll let you live under the condition, and under a couple of conditions." As Naruto would then say, "Conditions? What type of conditions?" As Kurama would then say, "One, you have that genjutsu off permanently. And two, you fully give in to your hatred. And three, you become my brother." As Naruto then say, "I can do the first two, but what do you mean, become your brother?" As Kurama would then say, "Hey, let me reshape you into a small version of me, but, well, you basically allow me to reshape you, and then not only will you be alive and stronger, but then you will be free from these chains of normalcy, from these pathetic brats, these humans. Admit it, you don't care for them at all, do you, boy?" As Naruto then say, "You're right. I genuinely don't care." As he then say, "Good. Now into the cage. I'm now into the seal." As Naruto would then rip off the seal, as he would then just use his hatred to open the seal, as it would not open like normal, but instead it would crack and shatter, because Naruto's rage, his bloodlust, his killing intent, it's enough to destroy universes if he uses the full thing. As right now he's using 0.0.0, I'm 0.00000001% of his, well, bloodlust or his rage, as the seal would then shatter, as Naruto would walk to, well, the seal would shatter as the gates would open, as Naruto would then walk into the gate. Hold on. As Naruto would enter the gate, and he would enter the seal, as basically the lock of the seal shattered, but the seal itself, like the whole gate, it's still there. As Naruto would enter the cage, as the seal would then close, as Kurama would then say, and as Kurama would then say, "Yes, soon we will get rid of all these imperfections that make you human." As he would say in his low, terrifying voice. Pause. What if you're... Tell me the truth. If you heard Kurama's voice just in the middle of the night, like in the middle of the night, you wake up to go to the bathroom, and you hear Kurama's terrifying voice, the English version, just coming from the dark, like your kitchen, and all the lights are off, and it's completely midnight. Tell me you would not pee your pants. You can't even. Go into the comments and tell me what you would do if you heard that terrifying voice. As Naruto, Naruto would then pretty much be overrun with darkness and hatred and red chakra, as it would go up his face, all over him like this, as Kurama would then say, "You are doing so far, so good. Now, keep it up." As Naruto would then begin walking and laughing and hysterically like an insane demon, as then most of his entire body would look like this, as Naruto would not look like he's screaming out in pain, but more laughing and chuckling with insanity. As Kurama would then say, "Good, just a little more, and then you will be all right." As Naruto would pretty much, he would enter, and as pretty much Kurama's chakra would go all over Naruto, as his eyes would glow an orange, like an unholy fire, as he would then laugh and cackle insanely, as Kurama would then say, "Good, just a tiny bit longer, As then Naruto, pretty much, he would be in the state where, well, in his mind, he would be going on all fours. Well, not really on all fours, but he would be growing fur, teeth, and he would pretty much, Naruto would end up looking something like the, well, as Naruto could feel his human inside trying to survive, trying to pull out, trying to still hold out. As Naruto would say, I've already gone this far. As, well, the human side of him would quickly vanish, or more such be overwhelmed by, well, the Kurama side of him, as Naruto would then turn into this, a full nine-tailed red and black demon fox, as his eyes would be, well, like Kurama's, red with black slits. Well, almost like Kurama's, as they'd be black with red slits. As Kurama would then say, Perfect. You're finally ready. How does it feel to be not human, Naruto? As Naruto would then say, it feels for the first time in my life that I'm actually happy. As we go to the outside of Naruto, as his body would then begin changing. As everyone would then think, is the Nine Tails breaking out? But then Naruto he would not go on a rampage or turn to a fiery demon. As Naruto would then turn into a terrifying red and black nine-tailed fox. As they'd say, I thought the Nine Tails was orange. As Yagura would then say, I heard a myth once about about the Nine Tails. A myth which now might be reality. Well, it isn't really a myth. It isn't really only about the Nine Tails, as it works for all Biju. And the Three Tails tells me that it is not a myth. It is fact. It is true. It has happened before. As they then say, what? Well, I mean, he would say it is fact, it is true, but it has never happened before. As they'd then say, what is it? As Yagura would then say, if a Biju or if a tailed beast is comfortable and interested about their Jinchuriki, they can turn that Jinchuriki into basically a sibling. However, it's never been done before. As this is incredible. It appears that the Nine Tails gave him a second shot at life, but in return, Naruto is now, I guess, his brother. As Naruto's eyes would then open, as they'd say, he's awake. As then Naruto would say, hello. But pretty much, he'd be speaking in Corpse's voice. You know that one YouTuber, Corpse's Bride, I believe it is, or Bride of Corpse. Or I cannot remember the darn thing. Corpse's wife? I cannot remember. As his voice would be that deep. Or let me just get a picture. Let me just go on a video and I'll show you what his voice sounds like. Just listen. Hear that deep voice? Hold on. That guy that just said, "Hell yeah, I am." Pretty much, yeah, that is what Naruto would sound like, as he would say, "Where am I? Who are you?" As Yagura would say, "Naruto, I presume?" As Yagura would then say, "Yeah." And as Naruto would then say, "Yeah, what of it?" As Yagura would then say, "You're in the Mist Village. You're in the Mist Village. We were just calling some of our best healers to come heal you, but it appears you've healed yourself." As he'd then say, uh, "And it appears Nine Tails has healed you." As Naruto would then look at his stomach and see the hole is completely gone. As he'd say, "Where'd it? Well, that's strange. Where'd it go?" As Naruto would then hear the Nine Tails in his head say, "Relax, relax, relax, brother. After all, that wound was a fatal, mortal wound. After all, we are not mortal. So therefore, we cannot die." As Kurama would then say, "As a result of that, you cannot be harmed. You cannot die." Yeah, tell me if you like my Kurama voice or not, please. Uh, if you like it, go in the chat and say, "More Kurama voice." If you don't like it, say, "No more Kurama voice." Okay? As Naruto then say, "Okay." As he would then tell Yagura, "It appears I'm now immortal. From what my new brother just told me." As Yagura would then say, so what Sobu told me was true." As then Kurama would say, Wait a minute. This guy is a Sobu's Jinchuriki." As Naruto would then say, "So, you're the Three Tails' Jinchuriki, huh?" As Yagura would then say, "Yes, I'm also the Kage of this village, the Mizukage, if you will." As one of my rogues, Zabuza, basically brought you here. Now, I heard that an Uchiha, a leaf ninja, uh, hurt you. Please just tell me if this is true." As Naruto could tell that Yagura was shaking with anticipation, not to hurt Naruto, not even at a rage at Naruto, but he wanted to strangle Sasuke. He wanted to rip him apart and kill him. As his father, as Naruto's father, had really helped Yagura out. He saved Yagura's life, and he stopped a war. As as of such, Yagura would have done anything that would basically have dedicated his life to Minato and Naruto. However, if Naruto was to die, well, let's just say Yagura would have a full-on Fourth Ninja War initiated. As well, we skip to the next day, as Naruto would have been told, do not worry, just sit in this, and do not worry, just, sit like you normally would, as they were sort of in a, just walk like you normally would on, well, first, can you walk on two legs? And Naruto would then say yes. As he, as Yagura would then say, ah, good. We're going to the Five Kage Summit. As, well, you are a main topic of interest, not because of what you've become, although they will want to, although everyone except the Jinchuriki there will want to know why you became that, how you became this, and they will, and, well, they will want to pretty much defend you and probably start a war with the Leaf. As Naruto would then say, good. All they ever did was hurt me and beat me up, call me a freak, a demon, and even try to kill me. They would rape me, kill me, and torture me on multiple accounts. But the Genin, Jonin, and Junin, Unin, and even, well, of course, not the three Sanin, but everyone there, including the Hokage, would never let it get out of what happened in that village, as Yagura would then be shaking, as Usobu's chakra would be pouring out of him, as he would then say, I want to rip those fuckers to pieces. As Usobu would be in his mindscape saying, calm down. Calm down, Yagura. I know you hate the leaf. I know you hate the leaf for this, but please, just calm down. If you go down this, if you do this, you could go into a full three-tails state right now and destroy everything near you. As he'd then say, you're right. As he would calm down, and, well, let's skip 4 hours later. They would get to the Five Kage Summit, as the other four Kage would be saying, Yagura, why did you call this Kage Summit? As Yagura would then say, to say two things. One, the Leaf is guilty of ultimate treason. As yes, they would actually have created a crime for abusing and killing and trying to kill Naruto. As they would have called it, the ultimate treason. As then the Raikage would then say, "What? That Leaf, isn't that his own village? And isn't that Naruto's village? They actually actively did ultimate treason? How can," as then the third Hokage, being a bit shaky but hiding it, would say, "How can you, how can you prove this ultimate treason?" As he'd then say, "Naruto," as then a giant, as then a red fox, which was 8 feet tall if it stood on its hind legs, walked in. As it had 9 tails, it was red and black with black and red eyes, a giant, and a whole bunch of teeth. As then they would say, "It's the 9 tails! It's gonna Yagura! He took the 9 tails! We're about to die!" As then Yagura would say, "No, this is not the 9 tails. For this is Naruto." As then Killer B would then, of course Killer B being with the Raikage, would then say, "So wait, the legends are true, and the myths are true, but it's never been done before." As as the Raikage and the other Kage would say, "What do you mean by this?" As then Yugato and B, because they're both with the Raikage, would then say, "There is a myth. Well, not really a myth, but it was thought to be a myth, that well, if a tailed beast was interested in its Jinchuriki enough, if it bonded and found the Jinchuriki compatible, then the tailed beast would basically transform the Jinchuriki into basically themselves, but the Jinchuriki. Pretty much make them their sibling of sorts. As Naruto has just it appears Naruto has just proved those myths true and has become the 9 tails' brother. As then a giant orange, as then a orange fox would then appear out of nowhere, as he would then say, "I'm this fox," because he is shrinking down but not to baby form, would be 14 feet tall if it stood on its hind legs. As he would then say, as they would then say, "It's the 9 tails. Are you gonna kill us?" As Kurama would then say, "No, but I am here to say that belief has done the ultimate injustice." As they would then say, "Hey, what do you mean by that, almighty demon fox?" As he would then say, "For many years, days and nights, without end, belief has abused, tortured, hurt, raped, and even tried to kill Naruto, as everyone has kept it a secret. That was until that was until the third Hokage sent Naruto and his Genin team on a A-ranked mission, as they wanted Naruto to die. So they put him on the hardest mission they had." As he would then say,
However, the tune, the rogues would not harm Naruto, for they did not, for they respected his father and did not want to be put to death.
As then Kurama would say,
However, an Uchiha brat named Sasuke would, would use a technique originally called the Lightning Blade, which he named Lechidori, to try to kill Naruto as he stabbed him through the stomach.
as then the three Kage that were not, and the three Kage that were not, Hiruzen or Yagura, would be in anger as they'd be shaking, as the Jinchuriki would be shaking and letting out demonic chakra. As the beasts would, and we go into the Jinchuriki's minds, as their beasts would be, and as their Biju would basically saying, calm down, you might fully form and destroy everything around you. So please calm down. As even Killer B, one of the most resourceful and level headed cool guys, basically the cool tempered, level headed guy known as Killer B, was shaking and wanting to end the Leaf Village. As then the Raikage would then say, "Are you serious? After all that the fourth Hokage had done for you, after everything that his family put on the line, after everything that Naruto's father did for your village, you would dare treat the fourth Hokage's son as if he was as if he was trash, garbage, a demon?" As then, well, the fourth Hokage would have his strongest and most representable people there. One of these most representable people, of course, would be Sasuke, as he's the last Uchiha and the prince of the village. As they would then, and as he would then go over to Sasuke and say, "Why on earth would you do that? Do you have any idea what you have just done?" As Sasuke would then say, "So what? I tried to kill the demon. And now he's become a demon." As then Naruto would shake in anger. As Kurama, who's right next to him, would be shaking with anger. As then Kurama would open his mouth and say,
If you dare call me or my brother a demon again, I will create a tailed beast bomb,
or as he would also say,
a Bijudama, and destroy you all, and destroy your pathetic village like I should have. And I will finish destroying your pathetic village like I should have done all those years ago.
as Naruto, As then, and Kurama would stop up being and would stop shaking, as Naruto would stop shaking. As Kurama would basically, he'd just say,
It's okay, Naruto. I'm not going to let anything happen to you on my watch.
as Kurama would then and say, as well, Yagara would then say, "See, the leaf has broken our most sacred law, a law which we created for the fourth Hokage himself, a law which has kept us in peace, or has kept the Leaf Village in check, and has kept all of us in check from harming the Leaf Village. It has now been broken, as you broke the very rules of our treaty. You harmed the fourth Hokage's son. Not only did you try to kill him, you raped him, abused him, yelled at him, called him a demon, a monster, hurt him in every single way possible, until the very point where his anger turned him into, well, no offense, but no offense, um, as in Kurama would say,
Kurama.
as then the Raikage would say, and as Agara would then say, Kurama, uh, this, he turned into this, as in Kurama would say,
No offense taken. It's perfectly understandable.
as then, well, Naruto would then have, as then, and for the four villages, including the stone, which I believe the Kage's name is called, what's his name? Onoki or Anaki? Yeah, it's Anaki. As Anaki would then say, and as Anaki would then say, so, is this five Kage summit agreed? As then Yagara, the Mizukage would say, yes. All in favor of the fourth Shinobi War, say aye. As then four of the five Kage would say aye. These four, of course, would be the um, Rai Kage, the Mizu Kage, the Kaze Kage. Yes, Gara is the Kaze Kage. As well, Gara would be childhood best friends with Naruto. As Shikaku would be inside of Gara saying, I want to rip him. I want to rip that pathetic village to shreds. As well, he would say, patience. We're going to have a war, and then you can rip him to shreds. As he then say,
God.
as Gar, and as then, and they would say, now, but then Yagura would then say, now now that the war has been decided, there is one other or thing that needs to be discussed. As they would then say, what would that be? As they would then say, who will be anyways, which village will Naruto stay in? As he obviously cannot stay in the Leaf. As the Mizukage would then say, I personally would love to take him. As then the Raikage would say, we already have Jinchuriki. We already have Jinchuriki. We already have two Jinchuriki at our village. And so as much as we do care for the boy, why we do not require him there. So we pass. As then the as then Anaki, I cannot remember the name or his Kage name. Please put it down below in the comments what Anaki's Kage name is and what the rock and what the Kage of Stone is called. As Naruto and as Gara would then say, I'll take him. He's my childhood best friend after all. After all, we're practically like brothers. Well, I guess he kind of is brothers with my Biju now, as Shikaku would say. That's right. That's right. Since said since Kurama turned him into a Biju, turned him into a Biju, then that would make him our brother, my and our sibling's brother, which would actually be very, very fun, as it's kind of gotten, well, boring only having you. I'm only knowing that where they are and never seeing my brothers or sisters. As then Naruto would say, I wish to be in the Sand Village. As Gaara in his mind would say, yes. As Shikaku would basically be jumping around the mindscape like a toddler who just got told, and like a toddler who just got told that Paw Patrol is on. As he would then say, yes, 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 yes. Finally, I get a new brother. As they would then, as he would then say, hey, as Gaara would, as Gaara being the Kase and having to, well, abide by life's rules, he would then say, and he would then basically suck in his breath, as he would then say, hey, I would be glad to take Naruto into my village. But in reality, basically, what you hear on the outside, I'd be glad to take him into my village. But on the inside, yeah! He's basically acting like Mordecai and Rib, and he's basically acting like Mordecai from the show, from the regular show, as he's just going, whoa! No, actually, I'm gonna say Shikaku can turn into any type of raccoon or tanuki in existence, as he would then transform into who pretty much Rigby the raccoon, as he would then as well, he and Garo would just be in there going, ah. Yes, that is that's one of the funny scenes of the night. Hope y'all like that. As Naruto would then say, and as Gara would then say, so, is this 5 Kage summit adjourned? As as for the Kage would then say, yes, in a stoic but about to kill someone voice. Like a voice that was protective but also sound like I'm about to rip this fool's ass. As I'm about to rip this fool apart into dust. As then the freaking Hokage would just say, y- y- yes. As he would then gulp and be terrified. As when he got back to as when the Hokage would get back to the village, he would say, Sasuke, what have you done? You just literally cost us what could have possibly been our strongest ally. You cost us our strongest weapon. As then, as then, suddenly a giant burst of red flame, or a fox that looked like it was made of red flame, would appear and say, really? A weapon? Is that all I am to you? As Naruto is sort of creating, basically, you know how one of the Flash can go so fast that looks like he's creating multiple versions of himself, but in reality he's just that freaking fast. Pretty much that's what Naruto's doing. As that's why this that's why he looks like he's made out of red fire. As he would then say, "Hey, well, you're all going to die. Well, you all are going to die. Well, except for you only ones who were nice to me." As he would then look, as he would then pretty much, he would look over to a jail. As he then say, "Release, release him, please." But as Naruto would say, "Please," but in reality he'd say, "Let him out right now, or I'll fucking destroy you and rip you in half." Coming. Hold on. As well, the third Hokage says, "Naruto, you demon, get down here right now." Well, no, sorry. As he then says, "I ain't moving until I ain't moving until you let him out." As then the whole leaf begins to shake. Now, you might be wondering, who is this guy that Naruto's talking about? He's a man who is classified as a demon lover for being the only kind person to Naruto. As this person is the one, the only, a man who has a backstory so dramatic that at first we all wanted him dead. We all wanted Kakashi to kill him. And then you bawl your frigging eyes out. Well, no. Sorry. Not Kakashi. We all wanted Sasuke to kill him. And then when he actually does die and he comes back, you bawl your frigging eyes out. Yes, you all know what I'm talking about. It's the one, the only, the Prince of Darkness, the man who can split himself into ravens using a cool genjutsu. The guy who has an orange or red Susanoo. The almighty, the freaking beast. The man who has those weird marks on his face. That look like lines. Lines. One of the greatest and most emotional people in the entire Akatsuki. A man whose death could make the most hard, terrifying man in the world cry. His whole backstory is just saddening. I'm talking about Itachi Uchiha. As then the third Hokage would say, "Are you nuts? Itachi Uchiha is a demon lover. He's a he's a freak of nature. He's the only thing that could care for a demon such as you." As then Sasuke would say, "Yeah, he's a monster. He's I don't even want to be related to him." As in this one, Itachi did not give the Uchihas. Instead, instead, oh god, y'all might hate me for this. Orochimaru used Edo. Danzo told Orochimaru to Use Edo Tensei, resurrected Shisui, and killed the Uchihas. Because Itachi refused. And now Itachi wants to kill Danzo and Orochimaru and everyone they've ever loved or cared for or ever known. As yeah, he's mad. And also, there are two others who are classified as demon lovers and freaks. These other two I'm talking about are two of the legendary three. The two Sanin who most of y'all, including me, have shipped at least one point in our lives. I'm talking about Jiraiya and Tsunade. As he then says, also release Jiraiya and Tsunade. As they then say, never! As then Naruto begins to glow red, as he then turns into a giant 40-foot tall fox. No, a giant 100-foot tall fox, as he then says, do it now! As yes, this is a giant fire, and this is a giant form of him just being there from being so fast. But I mean, he can do this, so hypothetically, so can it. As the real Naruto and Kurama would appear as, well, the fake Naruto would poof away, as Kurama would be about 300 feet tall, as Naruto would be 100 feet tall. As he'd then say, and as Kurama would then say, hey, do it now. Release my brother's friends or you die. As the third Hokage would be terrified. As he'd then say, release them. As then you could hear doors slam open. As then you could hear chains just snap and shatter. As then the earth would begin to shake. Now, you might be wondering, wait, what was causing that shaking? Did Itachi use his Susanoo? No, of course it's Tsunade punching the freaking walls and ground. However, the walls are extremely thick and, well, it's made to keep in an Otsutsuki. Yeah. So, Tsunade can't break through. As then, and three people come running out of what appeared to be a jail. As they then say, where's Naruto? Where is he? As then Naruto says, up here. And over here. As he then shrinks down into his 8 foot tall form, and his form that if he was on all his hind legs, he'd look 8 feet tall. As they then say, Naruto! As Itachi, well, Tsunade and Jiraiya would all rush and hug him as they'd say, what happened to you? What, how, how did you, what? As he would then say, Sasuke was about to kill me, and Sasuke almost killed me. As Itachi would, as he would then, and as Naruto would then say, the, but Zabuza the Mist brought me to the Mist Village, where, while that happened, the Nine Tails, or Kurama, offered me a deal which had never been offered or made before. You see, if a Biju, or tailed beast, is interested by their Jinchuriki, finds them to be compatible and likes and cares for them, and finds them compatible enough and and likes them enough, then they can that Biju can actually offer their Jinchuriki to to basically become their sibling, as the Jinchuriki will become immortal, and, well, as you can see here, I became a nine-tailed red and black fox. He would then say, as, well, as for Itachi, he'd just be frozen, as he heard Sasuke almost killed me, as he then said, wait, you mean almost? Like, he almost killed you but stopped? Like he was gonna kill you but stopped? As then he'd say, no, what I mean by that is he used a technique called a Chidori, lodged it straight through my stomach. I was bleeding out and about to die, and then I was saved and brought to the Mist Village, where they would then and where the Mizukage would heal me and basically bring me to a 5 Kage summit. Oh, speaking of which, you three might want to move. After all, in about a month or two, yeah, this whole village will be nothing but dust. As he would then say, what do you mean by that? Ugh. I do not know why it's like that. I'm sorry, guys. Seriously. As Naruto would then say, now, come with me and my big bro. As my big bro Kurama, as they would then say, Kurama? Who? As then Kurama would say,
over here.
As he would then shrink into his 14-foot tall form. Or his 14-foot tall if he was on hind legs form. As he then says, I'm Naruto's big bro. I am Naruto's new big brother. As they would say, okay, so where are you and Naruto living? Because wherever you guys are going, that's where we're moving. As then Naruto would say, with Gaara, I'm with Gaara. As they would then say, the sand. Okay, I guess that can work. As Itachi would then just poof away into a bunch of ravens and just fly to the sand village. As then Jiraiya would just summon a giant toad. He would hop on it, and then the toad would just jump away. And a giant frog, as he would hop on it and the frog would just jump away to the sand village. As Tsunade, well, let's just say she would put enough, she would just use a buttload of chakra and put it into her legs as she would then jump away. Basically, she would do a Hulk jump. And she would jump all the way to the sand in one leap. As for Naruto, he would just. Basically, it would be like instant transmission. But all he has to do is blink. As for Kurama, well, he just poofs away like a summon. Unlike a summoning. As, well, Naruto would get to the to I believe it's Kaze Gakure, or I cannot remember. Please, someone tell me the official names of the villages and their Kage names, okay? Because I cannot remember at all. As Naruto would basically, he would sign himself in as a sand, well, villager, or a sand warrior, because he can't exactly be called a ninja anymore, as he's permanently a nine-tailed fox. But he can still fight, of course. If you have seen Naruto fight in Shippuden, of course, then you know that he can fight. As Naruto would then pretty much go away. Sorry, not go away. As Naruto would prepare to go to bed. As he would notice that someone, a woman, was watching him. But he did not know where. From where. As you guys get to pick the ship. The first ship that is said is the one I will do. And this is where the part ends. Hope y'all enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and goodbye.